All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's give people some time to get on. And it took me about a minute and a half longer than I normally take, but we are not going to wait too long because this is an exciting live. Let's go live on IG. Okay, hi everybody. It is Monday, June the 27th. I am so excited to be here live with you. Hey, Sandra! Tag any of your friends who are entrepreneurs, who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to work for themselves. Anybody you know, yourself included, who wants more time in your day, more freedom to do what you love. Anyone who struggles with balancing work and play, family and commitments. So if that is you, today's live is for you. So on Facebook, please tag your friends. On IG, go to the first link in the bio. I've got something special for everybody. I'm super excited to talk today about something that is like a big part of my life now. It's called Flex Week. So some of you might not even know what that means. Sandra, do you know what Flex Week is? So in today's live, I'm going to talk about how it is possible that I am able to take 1 week off every single month. I take the last week of every month off, including this week. This week is my Flex Week. And I'm going to talk about what I use it for, what Flex Week is, and how that compares to how I used to live my life and run my businesses. So my name is Jessica Perez-Beebe. I am an online coach. I get people results. I'm a mindset expert and transformational leader. And I take a stand for people making big changes or transformations in their life so that they can finally lead the life that they really want to lead. I'm great with helping people manage their time, not just their time management, but mind management. So this encompasses both things. So I'm excited to share it with you today. So whether you're joining live or you're watching the replay, please type in the comments if you are an employee, if you are a new entrepreneur or a seasoned entrepreneur, or if you're a want-to-be entrepreneur, right? So what does that mean? It means that you work for yourself. You get creative freedom on what you do for work, on how you structure your day, your schedule, all of those things. So let me know in the comments, are you an employee? Are you your own boss? Are you an entrepreneur? Hi, Liz. Sandra says, yes, okay, so you knew what Flex Week is. So I want to hear from you guys, whether you are watching the replay on Facebook, post in, hi Karina, post in what you are doing right now. Okay, Sandra, an employee plus a new entrepreneur. Yes, you are. Sandra is one of my private clients, one of my VIP clients, and one of my favorite people to coach. So this supports you if time freedom and more creative freedom is what you want in your life. I got news for you. Being an entrepreneur right now especially is where it's at. And I'll tell you why. Because the times are really changing. So the days of what our parents had, like depending on companies for jobs and benefits and all of these other things, right, where you were taken care of and supported more in these type of companies, that's going away. A lot of the standard jobs go away. There are already restaurants that don't even have servers anymore. So some of your basic jobs, like the job that put me through college, those are going away. So if you're on here and you're somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur, at least wants to start setting yourself up for personal freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, a whole new mindset, a new way of living your life, then this is the show for you today. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Flex Week because that's what I'm on. I'm on a Flex Week. So a Flex Week is just a week where, and you can start this out with a flex day, But a flex week is an entire week that you essentially take off from work. And you still make money because your business is still working for you, particularly once you have systems and support in your business. So a flex week for me is I don't schedule any clients or any appointments during that week, right? So I have, and that's really what is the busiest part of my week. So for somebody else who doesn't have client appointments, isn't on the phone with clients daily, then that might be something different for them, whatever is the heaviest load in their work week. For me, it's being on calls with clients, which I love, but that takes up most of my time in the day. So on my flex week, I have no appointment scheduled. The only person I meet with on my flex week, and we met this morning, is my lead assistant for my team, for my support team. And this is because we do some collaborative stuff for the upcoming month. So for me, a flex week, just there's more space in my week. There's more space in my week. I'm not committed to anything work-wise. It doesn't mean that I don't end up doing things, because often when I have this space, and you'll find this too if you're able to employ this in your life, when I have this space is when I get more creative, and creative ideas come up for my business, and I get more intuitive, or I reach out to people and make connections with people more because I have more time, right? So that's what happens to people when they go on vacation, right? Like often people go on vacation and then they feel the most productive. It's because you've decluttered your mind from the chaos of the day, from the long to-do list, right? And when that's off your plate, you really can think clearer and be more creative and be more productive. So that is what I love about having a flex week. And it always ends up being a really productive week for me. And the pressure's off, right? Because I have so much space. So this is completely opposite of how I used to work as an entrepreneur, right? So I've been an entrepreneur for 14 years. This online business that I just launched in December, so what's that, 7 months ago. Wow, it's only been 7 months. A lot has happened. So this is the fourth business. All three of my previous brick and mortar businesses were very successful by the standard I had at that time. So, hey, Kelly, she loves having a flex week too. Good. So they were successful, right? They were profitable. I ended up building a team and growing my fitness center and then selling it in 2015. But my mentality and my mindset for the most of the years in my business was very different than it is now. So I used to think and I used to believe, because what we think and what we say to ourselves on a repetitive basis is what we end up believing, right? So I believed, and our beliefs come from what we were raised being told and what we heard, right? So I believed I had to work harder and work more and work all the time in order to get more results, right? So the more output, the more results. That's what I thought. And that's how I worked. I worked like a dog. Who can relate, right? Especially if you have an entrepreneur mind, right? Kelly, you have an entrepreneurial mind. If you have that mind, you are like typically proud of the fact that you can like outwork anybody. And what I found is that's not why I got into being an entrepreneur, to give myself another job that I have to work at, so diligently, like every day, every hour of the day. So I became an entrepreneur and became my own boss to have more freedom. And so once I started working smarter and not harder, that's when I started to get the freedom. But I remember when I was growing my fitness center, I was doing so much on my own, which is how most new business owners, or even business owners who've been in business for a long time, they try to do everything on their own. I was doing everything, right? I was cleaning the gym, which is crazy. I outgrew that quickly. Doing all the website stuff, posting blogs, writing the programming, teaching classes. I mean, I was doing everything that I possibly could do in the business because I thought that's what was necessary in order to grow the business. And honestly, what happened is it actually made the growth slower for sure than it could have been. And the main reason is because it eventually burned me out, right? So I started to really burn out. Who wouldn't burn out when you open up the gym at 5 a.m, you're teaching classes, you're writing programming, you're writing the blogs, you're emailing the clients, you're taking care of the finances, then you're going home and writing up recipes, and you're, doing all this creative stuff for the business, and I'm going to masterminds, and I'm waking up at 2 a.m. to do more work, right? So it was only a matter of time before I really hit a wall. And what that ended up looking like for me really was a little bit of a health scare, which was shocking because I prided myself on being so healthy. What had happened is I developed an allergy, a food allergy. I had never had food allergies, and I started to get a nut allergy. And I quickly learned, it was so intuitive to me because of how tuned in I am to my body, that it was something I was creating. I knew there was nothing an allergist or a doctor could help me with. I knew that I could get rid of this by resetting my hormones, and the way I was going to do that was by getting more support in my business, not trying to do it all, not thinking that I know the best way and that other people can't do it just as good, right? So even though I was already starting to build a team, I was still holding on to so much control. And that is that's a rookie mistake. Even though I had been in business for already 10 years, that's still a rookie mistake, right? That's giving yourself a job and then another job. It's like you leave your 9 to 5 and then you give yourself 7 different jobs in the company. And I realized that's not what I wanted. And I realized that I could get my health back on track by simply sleeping more, getting my exercise back on a regular routine, meditating, slowing down, just kind of de-stressing, taking some things off of my plate and focusing on things that were important and that weren't just things to check off the list, right? One of the main things was, why am I writing a blog every day, right? Or every week? What is the point? It's not making my business money, right? So that was one of the first things I was like, okay, that's out. That's just an example of how, you then start to get smarter. And all of that was possible because then I reached out and I really delegated to my team. Then I invested the money in hiring a manager. I invested the money in hiring a full-time coach who took over the programming, took over most of the classes, all of those things that I was holding on to for a couple of years that then allowed my business to really grow. But I did a lot of stuff the long and hard way. Now I'm over that, right? Who wants to be working like that, right? Not me, especially not when I'm working for myself and I'm my boss. So I used to struggle with all of those things, with balancing work and play, with family commitments, but I don't anymore. Right. And so this Flex Week is something that I learned from my current business coach and mentor, Shanda Sumter, whom I just adore and have learned so much from since I've been in her community. So here's what I did for my so far, right? I'm 3 days into Flex Week. Here's what happens. My mornings are slower, right? I get to take my time, slow down and have an easier my daughter. I take her to swim class. We leave at 8:30. We get there early so she can play in the pool. And then I'm there for the duration of her swim class. I get to take video. I get to be really involved. And then, I come back home. A lot of times I'll still do I'll tie up some loose ends from the week on a Flex Week sometimes. So I'll do that. And then I'll have lots of creative time, which is so helpful. So because in the summer, we spend our summer on this beautiful 45-acre farm in Oregon, surrounded by greenery everywhere and mountains, and it's just gorgeous. I spend a lot more time just walking in the grass, my feet in the grass, right? Just connecting with nature, which really opens up so much for me. I do a lot more mountain biking. I do a lot more hiking, right? So I do a lot more stuff outside, or I also spend a little more time in the gym, which I love. Not to mention more family time. My family loves it when I have my flex week, because I typically get an extra date night with my husband, which we did this week, and get an extra family day. So on Monday, the entire family went for a really long bike ride. We did like a 2-hour bike ride. Then we had like a totally relaxing 2-hour lunch. We played golf on Tuesday morning. We went out for an early dinner yesterday before we took my husband and son to the airport. Today, I connected with so many people on a team that I'm running, and supported my clients through my Voxer thread, and then took a break and went out for an hour bike ride through my property on the mountain bike and got some exercise in. Came back in, made some more connections with people, hung out with my daughter, and now I'm doing this Facebook Live. So and I'm just halfway through the week, right? So that's what I get to do, and my business is still making money. And I get to do that because I decided, with guidance from my current business coach, Shanda, and I already knew, I'd already made so many changes before I even met Shanda. It's interesting, when you change your energy, you start to attract different people into your field, don't you? Do you guys notice that in your life? Let me know in the comments. Have you noticed that when you start to make different decisions about your life, whether it's to change, the way you eat, or, your view on something, especially if you up level in some way, your mindset, whatever it is, have you noticed in your life that when you make that shift, you start attracting different kinds of people, right? And different opportunities. And so I had already made that decision, that last year that I had my business. So in 2014, right? 2014, because I sold my business in 2015. I remember it clearly when I made that decision, like, to really work smarter and not harder. It required me to really think bigger, think outside the box, and really get some mentorship from leaders and entrepreneurs who were really showed up in a big way. And that's when I started to learn some amazing time management skills. And now I never have a to-do list. Anyone who knew me, like back in the day, I always had like 15, 20 things on my to-do list. That's embarrassing. But now I don't have more than 2 things on my to-do list. I have one very important thing that always gets done first thing in the morning, and then the other thing gets done after that. And if I'm able to do other stuff, it's an added bonus. I set myself up to win every day, and I've learned how to determine what is one thing that is actually important, not urgent, right? Not text messages, not Facebook, not Instagram, not like being available for everything somebody needs. Those are urgent things. But now I focus on the most important thing every day that's actually moving me to whatever my goal is, right? Hi, Chris. So I had to say hi to my husband. I just saw them pop in on Instagram, and he's across the country. Hi, baby, I miss you. Don't you love it when I have Flex Week and we get extra time together and an extra date night? So then I attracted Shanda into my space, right? Because that was something that's really big to her. And she taught me this concept of, I got the thumbs up. She taught me this concept of having this Flex Week. So no longer do I have the mentality that I need to work more, harder, and that if I take time off, my business is going to lose money. Because what I have found is that I actually do better, and my business is growing rapidly. So this leads me to something really exciting that I want to share with you guys. Last September, I went to this event called the Zone event in Arizona, and this is how I met my current business coach. It's her event. She puts it on every year at a different location. Last year it was in Palm Springs. This year it's in Phoenix, Arizona. And being at that event changed everything for me. Absolutely changed everything for me, because it was when I was just having the idea. Well, I already had the idea that I want to start an online business. So at that point, when I went in September, I had started doing things that I thought were the right way to start an online business. I'd started a website. I launched a website, made a big announcement about it, like anyone gave a shit, right? I put time into writing blog. I did all of these things that I realized quickly when I went to this event, like, oh, this is backwards. This is not the right way to build an online business. And it's not going to make me money. And it's not going to help me reach people and change lives, which is what I want to do. So as a result of going to that event, I shifted the direction that I was going to be taking for my business. And it was the best thing I ever did for myself. So once I launched my business at the end of December, with the guidance of my coach, Shanda, and being a part of her hardcore community, I mean, this woman is amazing. She has built almost $1 billion business. I think she hits that this year, in 6 years, an online coaching business. And has coached thousands of us to 6- and 7-figure businesses. And the beauty of it is it's all heart-centered, right? So she's really hooked into people who are on a purpose, right? Heartcore Business is the name of her business. And this community is so giving. I cannot tell you, as a result of me going to the Zone event, well, I can tell you, I made so many connections with people who have supported me in my business and my business growth, and I have been able to support them in their business and their business growth. And we are all of us working towards a purpose, right? Our soul's purpose. So it's a purpose-driven business, which is what I really, really, really love. Because if you're not hooked in to like, why are you doing something? If you're only doing it for the money, you're going to hit a wall. You're going to burn out. It's not going to sustain you, right? So you gotta figure out why it is that you're doing something. And when you're hooked into that, whether it's for your family, whether it's because you want time freedom, which is what mine started out with, because I want to be location independent and travel around with my family and be able to raise my daughter to experience the world, not just, one location. And that was what it started out for me. Now I have a bigger vision of serving children and teenagers. And I have a huge vision. And so that's what keeps me going. So anyway, to kind of wrap this up, when I went to the Zone event last September, it changed everything for me. Hi, Jay Khan. And in 4 months of launching this online business with zero clients, zero income, just starting fresh. Within 4 months, I had already made over 6 figures, and my business is just growing quickly, and my reach is growing, and the influence I'm having is growing. And that would not have been possible if I were doing it on my own, or if I didn't have the support of Shanda, the things I learned at the Zone event, and then decided to become a part of her community and get even more support and coaching. I mean, it never would have happened that quickly or efficiently. And so I've just learned even more and more ways to be efficient in business, to be efficient in service to others. And it's all about, now I'm really driven about being of service to other people. So I want to tie this up with, if this is attractive to you, if this is the kind of lifestyle that you want to live, or that you're even just curious about, right? You're just curious about, like, maybe you have a job, maybe you have a 9-to-5 or another type of job, and you're thinking ahead, like how you can create more time freedom. Maybe you want to be location dependent. Maybe you have a cause or a movement. Maybe you want to reach more people all over the world, not just where you are right now. I currently have clients in 8 different countries. That is mind-blowing to me. That has expanded my mind in so many ways. And so maybe that's something you're driven by, or you want to just make more money. You just want to make more money doing something that you're excited about, right? Something you're passionate about, or you just want to work from home. So, if you're a new entrepreneur if you want to work for yourself, or if you currently have a business that you want to up level or take online, then I'm inviting you personally to join me in Arizona this September, the last weekend of September, to be my special VIP guest. That's the Zone event this year, September 28th, 29th, and 30th. The vision I have is to make a difference in the lives of 100 people this year outside of my clients' lives. So 100 new people. And the way I'm doing that is I want to bring entrepreneurs, wannabe entrepreneurs, to this event just so that they can experience another reality, another what's possible. And if you're already, like I said, an entrepreneur and you're already online and you're even successful, this is going to take you to the next level. Shanda is amazing at what she teaches at this event. She brings in like some of the best presenters, and you work on your business while you're there if you have a business. And what I mean by that is last year she was like, okay, do this, that, and you can do this today right after this, and that's going to make you like money. That's going to help you connect with somebody who you're able to support. I mean, I saw people having huge breakthroughs, and there I was sitting there like I didn't even have a business yet, and I was just like, holy crap, this is firing me up. So to be not even a year later, you know, just looking back at how far I've come, like I can't not share this with other people who would want this for them. And just for me going to that event last year, I actually made over $10,000 because I ended up meeting someone there who I asked her to do an online show where I was interviewing people, and then she ended up referring somebody to me who became one of my clients. So anyway, like that's the possibilities of taking the opportunities put in front of you. Like I didn't know what to expect, and somebody told me, right? Somebody told me, who I never even met in person, somebody online told me, you know, about the results she had with this coach. And I was like, hey, what do I got to lose? I want to check it out. See, an entrepreneur is always open to risk. That wasn't even a risk, but we're always open because we are looking at where the opportunities are. And the more you take opportunities, the more opportunities come for you. And so that's like seeing how far I've come makes me want to share it. So I am hosting a private cocktail reception for all of the people that I've invited and that end up coming to the Zone event, where you get to meet me in person. I get to learn more about you and your business. I get to introduce you to some of my colleagues and people in the community, and just really not only have a great time, but create a win-win. You know, that's what I love about this community. They are so giving, and we're always connecting people with other people that we know that, you know, like could benefit from your business or is doing the same thing, opportunities to co-collaborate and learn from each other. And it's just amazing. I mean, you all know that the company that you keep makes a huge difference in how you end up living your life, right? And those people who try to do it alone or they hide, you never actually get to that next level. So that's my invitation to you. I dropped a link up here in the comments, not in the comments, in the description. I'll also put it in a link. So you can just click on and get your ticket. I didn't even tell you how great this is. These tickets sell for $1,000, and Shanda has given them to her clients to share with any friends or people that we want to bring for just $197. So $197, get your Zone ticket, meet me in Arizona. Let me know when you buy the ticket so I can put you on my VIP cocktail reception and welcome you into the community. And like I said, learn more about you and what it is you want to do with your business so I can see who I can connect you with. If you want more information about the event, there's another click there too, so that we can just get on the phone and I can answer any questions of how it might support you. But it really is an amazing 3 days to be a part of. And it's in beautiful Phoenix at an amazing hotel. And I would love to welcome you there. So do me a favor and share this with anybody who you think it could support. It really could change their life. I mean, I'm seeing people right now in my community, like right now one person I'm thinking of in particular, Amy Yamada, is in our community, and she is currently raising money she's going to take $30,000 and she's creating like water supply in a country in Africa, I believe, in the community. And this is just one example of what people in this community are doing with the money that they make in their business. So she's doing that from her sales. And we all kind of challenge each other to do those kind of things so that we're always giving back. And it's just a beautiful community to be a part of. And there's so many of us. And the reason I shared her story is because she went to the Zone event for the first time, I think 4 years ago. And now she's making a huge impact on the world, a huge impact. Her company has completely exploded. She didn't have that when she went to the Zone event. So it's just an example of what's possible when you take opportunities and you open your mind and you surround yourself with high vibe people who are really looking to give in life and to really contribute in a big way. So I hope that you'll join me. And if you won't, if you know people who this would support, please tag them so that they can come along too. All right. Hey, Andrew. Oh my gosh, I didn't see any of these comments while I was watching. So I'm going to log off now. And I look forward to seeing some of you. Andrew, I hope I will see you in Arizona. And Sandra, I know I'll see you there. Julie, message me if this is something you're interested in. Liz is coming and we could have a reunion, Julie. Thanks for joining on IG. The link is the first link in my bio on IG, okay? You can also send me a private message if you have any questions about the event. So I hope to see you in Arizona. And I will see you Facebookers next week, same time, same place. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining live and thanks for watching the replay.